So these are all command form verbs in black. Irka, which means make ruku or bow. Irfa, raise. Iftah, open. Iqta, cut. Is'al, ask. Irkab, ride. Isma', listen. Ihfad, memorize. Ifham, understand. Ishrab, drink. Iksir, break. Idrib, hit. Ighsil, wash. Ihliq, shave. Ijlis, sit. U'bud, worship. Ushkur, thank. Usjud, prostrate. Utbukh, cook. Uktub, write. Now, something else we have to add to this list. So those are 4 formats basically. We can call it 3 if you want, because the first one and the second one, they're identically the same. There are some verbs that are called mahmuz. Verbs that are mahmuz. A verb that is mahmuz, it starts off with a hamza, such as akhadha, akhadha, ya'khudu, ya'khudu, which means to take. Akhadha ya'khudu, and we've seen this verb already. Okay, how do you create the amr out of it? The amr is just khud. Khud, 2 letters. Khud, take. Okay, and the reason for this is that if you follow the pattern, let's say you took the word ta'khudu, right? You drop the ta, leave the sukoon here, the dhamma, and you put a sukoon here. How do you pronounce it? Khud, khud. Okay, how do you pronounce that? It's difficult. Even if you put a hamza, right? And you say you put the dhamma, khud is difficult. And one of the observations of the language is that it looks for an easy way to pronounce things, right? So it just becomes khud, khud, and that's the amr, khud. Another example is the verb akala ya'kulu, which means to eat. Akala ya'kulu. Okay, so what would be the amr? Amr would be kul. Kul, which means eat. Right? So if it starts off with a hamza, it's called mahmuz, and the amr is a little bit different. So this is abnormal, no doubt it's abnormal, but you need to know that. You need to know that. And one more concept. Now we mentioned that hamzatul wasl, actually it's within this concept itself. Hamzatul wasl, we know it's not pronounced in the middle of your speech. Okay? Hamzatul wasl is pronounced only in the beginning of your speech, the beginning. So how do you read the hamzatul wasl in these amr? How do you read it? We'll explain that now, inshallah ta'ala. Alright. So, say you have the word iqra, and you should know iqra is a command form, right? From qara'a yaqra'u, iqra. Iqra and uktub. Iqra wa uktub. Now we've seen this already, read and write, read and write. So hamzatul wasl, we said, is not pronounced in the middle of your speech, only in the beginning. So here we would have to pronounce the hamzatul wasl. We will say iqra, iqra. But when we pronounce the second part of it, wa and uktub, we will not pronounce this hamzatul wasl. We're not going to pronounce it. So we will say iqra waqtub. Iqra waq went straight to the kaf. Waqtub. Iqra waqtub. Alright? That is one example of how hamzatul wasl is not pronounced when we put it in the amr. Okay? If you wanted to say, for instance, qala, meaning he said, qala irka. He said to make ruku'. Qala irka', right? So qala, you're not going to pronounce the hamzatul wasl. So you would just say qala irka', qala irka', qala irka'. We wouldn't say qala irka', qala irka'. We skip the hamzatul wasl pronunciation of it. Okay. So that's something that we need to pay attention to. The second thing is, whenever there's a amr and the amr ends with sukoon, there might be a word after it that makes it a little bit difficult to pronounce. So for instance, if you say iftah, iftah al-bayt, iftah al-bayt, open the door, right? So al-bayt is taking a fatah because the maf'ulun bihi, right? That's what's being opened. Iftah al-bayt. So we have a sukoon here, right? Then we have another sukoon. Remember, this is hamzatul wasl, right? So what do? Iftah al-bayt. For it to flow properly, we're going to say iftahil bayt, iftahil bayt, iftahil bayt. That happens a lot. Okay, iftahil bayt. And we'll see more examples of that later on. So basically there's two sukoons meeting one another and we have a problem, so we put a kasra here. Not because of any grammatical reasons, but for pronunciation. Iftahil bayt. Okay, we'll see more examples of that. Now thirdly, every amr that we're going to learn has four forms of it. Four forms, depending on who you're addressing. You can either address anta, anti, antum, or antunna. So for instance, let's take the verb idhab. Idhab, which means go. Idhab. Who are you addressing? You're addressing anta. Anta is who you're addressing, right? Anta, idhab. What if you wanted to address female? It would be idhabi. Idhabi. This ya is added, idhabi. So who are you speaking to? Anti. Anti, idhabi. So if you're speaking to Fatima, friends, you say idhabi ya Fatima, idhabi ya Fatima. You're speaking to Ahmad, idhab ya Ahmad, idhab ya Ahmad. Okay. Now you could be speaking to a group of people. You could be speaking to antum, right? Antum, you all. Antum. So here will be idhabu, idhabu. Okay, idhabu, go. So notice, what did we add with idhabu? We added a waw and an alif. This alif is not pronounced, but it's written. Okay, idhabu, and the ba now has a dhamma. Over here, the ba took a kasra, right? Idhabi, to match the ya. And if you're addressing a group of females, so it's antunna. Antunna, you would say idhabna, idhabna, idhabna. And all four of these are fi'al amr. This is an amr, but you're commanding different people. Okay? So every verb that we've learned so far, and we put in the previous video, you can take them and conjugate them. Okay? So for instance, we did the verb usjud, right? So if you're commanding Ahmad, you're saying Ahmad, usjud lillah, prostrate to Allah, you would say usjud. Okay, usjud. If you're commanding Fatima, you would say usjudi. Okay, usjudi ya Fatima lillah, prostrate to Allah. If you're commanding a group, you're commanding a group of people, you're telling them usjudu. Okay, usjudu. And obviously we're assuming that the group is they're all males or it's mixed gender. And if it's a group of females, usjudna. Usjudna. Okay, and you can do that with every single amr verb that exists. Okay. Similarly, the well, we did dhahaba. Let's do usju. Let's do another one. Let's do ijlis. Let's do ijlis. So you're commanding your brother. You're telling your brother to sit. What do you tell him? Ijlis. Ijlis, sit. Commanding your sister to sit. What do you tell her? Ijlisi. Ijlisi, right? So, ijlisi. You're commanding a group of people, mixed gender or all males. You'll say ijlisu. And if you're commanding a group of females, what do you tell them? Ijlisna. Ijlisna. Alright? And if it's a word that is mahmuz, such as khudh or kul, let's say you're telling someone to eat. So a male, you would say kul, eat, bismillah, in the name of Allah, kul. It's a female, you say kuli, kuli. If it's a group, kulu, kulu. And if it's a group of females, kulna, kulna. Hopefully, inshallah, that gives you a good explanation of the amr. We'll see them in the exercise, inshallah ta'ala.